The season's almost here and we got snowboard gear to open up. All right, and this year, like the last few years, I'm gonna be rocking union bindings. Really excited. I've got a few models that I wanna show you, but let's start with these. This is gonna be a new binding for this season, but not as much new as updated. And let's check it out. We got hardware, and we got our bindings. So for my park setup, I'm gonna be rocking the new and improved Force from Union. Got the all murdered out black with a little bit of white hits. These are looking really fresh. I've actually never ridden the Force before, even though it's been such a staple in the binding game for so long. I'm excited to have this on my park setup because you've got a relatively mid flex, so it's gonna be great for pressing, but give me the stability that I need when I'm hitting jumps and whatever I really wanna do on that board. Some of the things they updated with the Force this year is we've got a new cushioned ankle strap, so super comfy, not too soft, but seems like it has just the perfect amount of support. And then the best improvement for this binding, I would say, is the new molecular bushing system. That's this white spot right here. And what that allows for is more dampening. So if I am taking on bigger landings, that just gives me a little more support and a little more cushion under my foot. I really like how Union is always trying to step it up and improve from what they've had in the past. And I think this molecular bushing system, which you can see has got a little bit of give, is just gonna make for a really awesome ride. Now that I'm thinking about it, I did get to ride these one day in the spring. I had it on the Aeronaut, which I thought was the perfect combo, the new Force on the new Capita Aeronaut, and it just made for a super fun ride. Up next, the binding that I'm gonna be rocking for my all-mountain setup, which I tend to be on my all-mountain board a little more than my park board, given that I ride it almost every day compared to just the days that I'm in the park. But let's show you what we're working with. Oh, these are so fresh. I've been loving the all white stuff. And this year, for the first time, I'm gonna be rocking the Atlas Pro. The last few seasons, I've been in love with the regular Atlas, and I thought I'd step it up a little bit going into the Pro this year. With this binding, really, there's only two upgrades from the regular Atlas, which I've been in love with. I've got a slightly stiffer and more responsive ankle strap. This is the ExoFrame 5.0 ankle strap, looking super sleek and just a little more support. I think I'm gonna like that a lot. And then also underfoot, I've got a forged carbon base plate gas pedal. That's just gonna make things slightly more responsive instead of having a full forged carbon binding. Just adds for a little more of an aggressive ride. This binding I actually have never ridden before, and I'm really interested to see how much different it's gonna be from the regular Atlas. So look forward to seeing a comparison video coming out this winter, Pro versus regular Atlas. And that brings us over to our last binding that I'm gonna be rocking for this season. I can't believe I have this, but let me show you. For the split setup, I'm gonna be rocking the Union Charger FC split binding. This is Union's most lightweight, aggressive riding split binding, and I can't believe I'm gonna be on this year. I've never really ridden a forged carbon binding, but after getting on the Capita Mega Split last year, I realized how beneficial it is to have lighter gear, at least when climbing mountains. I always thought it was a feature that didn't really mean too much until I got on it. So now with these ultralight bindings, I'm gonna be flying up the mountains. I haven't been able to ride any Union splitboard bindings yet, so this will be my first pair. I'm really excited to see how they ride and feel because I've only heard really amazing things. I've already mounted the hardware for these bindings on my splitboard, and from having mounted other bindings in the past, the Unions are no doubt the easiest split binding to set up I've ever dealt with. And this is what my split setup is gonna be for this year. Rocking the Charger FCs on the Capita Mega Split. I already got her waxed up, ready for whatever first mission we go on. And this is what I think is the ultimate split setup. One of the most lightweight boards on the market with one of the most lightweight split bindings. I got out for a few times on this board this past spring, and I had so much fun on it. We rode some of the sickest lines I ever had, so keep an eye out for videos dropping on our backcountry adventures in the next few weeks. And with that, let me show you which solid boards I'm going to be rocking this year. Starting with this bad boy. Let's see what we got. Ooh. This is going to be my park board for the season. I've ridden a similar model to this in the past, but never this exact model. But what I'm going to be rocking is the Capita DOA, Defenders of Awesome, baby. Ooh, it looks so clean. Let's get this plastic off. Come on now. Ooh, that's pretty dope. I actually really like this artwork. Originally, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't super stoked seeing the graphic online, but now that it's in my hands, I don't know, I really like it. I think it's really cool. The board that I've ridden in the past that's very similar to this is the Outerwear. There's just a few tweaks that make it different, but I think they're gonna be pretty similar rides. And up next, another board that I still cannot believe I have in my hands. Let me show you. I wasn't even sure that I was actually gonna get this, but it came, it's here. It's a new board for this year, so expect some reviews on this board for all mountain riding and some powder riding. The original of this board has been one of my all-time favorite all mountain boards, but what we got new for this year is the Capita Megadeth. Let's check it out. Ooh, I don't know what it is, but I've been super into the white top sheet boards. I think they look super clean and just almighty. Just holding this board, it feels so light. I did get to have, I think, 2 runs on this board in the spring, and I had an awesome time and was very surprised, and it just made me want to ride this board even more. I know a lot of people online have been asking about this board because it's a new release for this year, and I can't wait to give you my full honest opinion on it in a few short weeks. This board's got the thermopolymer Starship core with mega carbon construction, which was explained to me as having the base, a layer of carbon fiber, the core, a layer of carbon fiber, and the top sheet. But what makes this board awesome is that it is not crazy stiff and aggressive like you would find with other high-end premium carbon built-out boards. It's actually a little less aggressive than the regular black Snowboard of Death, which has been one of my favorite boards. But because of the carbon fiber in this board, I think it's the perfect matchup for the Atlas Pro. Going all white bindings on the all white board. I don't know about you, but something about just seeing this setup makes me want to ride it so bad. So bad. I know how exciting new gear is, so I'd love to hear what boards and bindings you're going to be riding this year, whether it's a brand new setup for the 24 season or just a setup you've been riding for a few years. For boots this year, I'm going to be riding my favorite, which is the Ride Insano. I've ridden this for about, I don't know, 5 years, and this has been my go-to boot. The reason being is because it is the stiffest boot I can find, and it fits my foot well. I see a lot of people on the internet asking what's the best snowboard boot, and it's truly all about what fits your foot the best. I know there's a lot of people that have very strong opinions about lacing systems on boots, but for me, it's much more important for how the boot fits. The lacing system is somewhat of an afterthought for me, and I have no issue with BOA. If it's a season where I'm riding pretty hard every day, I go through about 2 pairs of these. It has taken me a while to find the perfect boot, but for me, the Insano is it. I haven't gotten all of my outerwear yet, so you'll have to wait to see what I'm rocking this year, but I have gotten a few pieces. Starting with one of my favorite layering pieces from Strafe, their ultra light insulator. I also love these pieces because not only are they technical and ideal for the mountain, but they also look good when I'm going out in town. It's the perfect lightweight piece that I can wear walking into a bar without carrying around a heavy coat. And if I'm traveling, I can shove the whole jacket in the pocket for a quick makeshift pillow. How sick is that? Another piece that I'm stoked on for this year, and a new addition to the Strafe line, is this sick outerwear vest. I've never been a vest guy, but when I saw this, I had to try it out. I'm really into this because I can wear it underneath my shell jacket as an insulator piece, or I can throw it over my jacket to just have a different look with a little bit of warmth compared to my regular jacket. It's been getting a little colder here in Aspen, so I've even just been throwing this on over a hoodie to go out in town, and it is perfect. If you want to pick up any Strafe layering pieces or outerwear yourself, head over to strafeouterwear.com and use code SANDWICH15 in all caps for 15% off. We are so close to the season, I can feel it in every nerve of my body, and I just can't wait. And I know you're feeling the same way. If you want to stay more in touch with what we've been getting into and what our winter will continue to look like, make sure you go and check out our new snowboarding newsletter. It's called the Shred Letter, and once you subscribe, you'll receive the weekly issues every Wednesday right in your email inbox. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you somewhere on the mountain. Peace.